Well, here we go again. Welcome to the new series, and what we are doing here is we're in a brand new world, totally random seed, and we are looking for a couple of things to get everything kicked off. So I don't want to spoil exactly what we're doing out here just yet. And we've arrived at the location we were looking for, which is this. Yes, it's a village, but this is not going to be like the last series we did, where I'm going to be living in the village. See, the whole idea, well, that's terrifying. The whole idea of this series is going to be revolving around these guys. But not in the way you think. We're going to be living with the villagers, but not in the village, and we're going to be helping them out to reclaim their former glory. That's right, this is Urban Renewal. Good morning, citizens. I'm your new mayor. How are you? It's nice to see you. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Good morning, officer. Why, hello. Isn't it a fine day to go till the soil? Why don't you go do that? Okay. Or you can go that way. That's fine. That's fine too. So while I continue to introduce myself to all of my new residents of the town I will be the mayor of, let's go over some very basic rules for this particular series, because this is going to have a few more rules than a typical Minecraft playthrough would, because we are trying to renew civilization. We're not just taking advantage of these folks. So check this out. So this is going to be an interesting challenge, because I'm so used to seeing villagers as just another resource to be taken advantage of in Minecraft, as I think most players do as well. In this series, though, we're going to be taking on the role of a mayoral figure and shepherding our little village along into a bustling metropolis. Hopefully. At least in theory. We have some very basic rules to follow to do so, but let's take a look at where we are right now and where we want to be at the end of the series. Here's a map of our village and the surrounding area at 1/8 scale. Now, I made this inside Minecraft in the cartography table. You can do the exact same thing in your world. We're, of course, here. By the end of this series, we will hopefully have spread the city from the footprint it's currently in to something looking more like this. Now, this looks complicated and huge, but let's break it down. The white areas are primarily residential neighborhoods, and the downtown area, which is where the village is currently located. Yellow is the commercial district, where most of the shops will be, such as the butcher, fisherman, Fletcher, and so on. The green area will be the industrial zone. We'll build all our redstone machines and farms up there, and villagers like the mason, weaponsmith, and toolsmith will have shops there. The blue area represents the tourism district, and we'll put fun stuff like hotels and candy shops there, as well as a big build I'm planning that we'll go into in future episodes. Lastly, the purple area represents parkland and wilderness preserves, and we'll station our leatherworker up there as basically a park ranger. Now, no city is complete without a charter. In our city charter, we have a few important rules we will need to follow, or else we could be removed from office permanently by golems, which doesn't sound fun or good for my health. The first rule should be obvious. We can't kill the villagers, directly or otherwise. No lava or fire disposals, no eugenics, nothing like that. We get what we get. Now, we can break and replace their workstations to get better deals on the various different things that we want, but no killing. This mostly goes for the golems as well, since they're effectively our police force, but if they have accidents involving leads and campfires, well, these things happen. This is mainly just to keep lag down than to get iron, by the way, in case you were wondering. Secondly, all villager housing has to be realistic and organic. That means no imprisoning villagers in trading hubs, breeding setups, or iron farms. I suspect the ACLU would frown on it if we did that in real life, so we're not going to do it here either. Third, we can't steal from our villagers. We're city management, not the IRS. That's a different playthrough. Fourth, we can't just build slums for our villagers to live or work in. All our builds, be they an apartment building, a ranch-style house, or a shopping mall need to look like things you'd see, live in, or shop at in real life. So no huge, long buildings with 400 beds in it as housing. So how do we know we've succeeded? Well, we have a win condition for this series. We need to have 500 villagers employed with housing in our city. Well, 500 or however many it takes to make the game unplayable and my graphics card jump out of my computer and stab me in the face, whichever comes first. However, should all our villagers either die or become zombified, that's total failure and an end to the series. It's the bad ending, in case you were curious. We want to avoid that one. And in keeping with those rules, here we go. Fully mature. Doink. I will totally take that. Oop, I'm out of room for anything else. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now, according to our rules, we have to replant. There we go. We have now replanted it. And we have 2 beetroot seeds and some beetroot. As soon as these are actually mature, we can come harvest and replant. And as long as they actually have food, we're good. We're still within the rules of this particular playthrough. And I believe this would be the perfect site for my personal mayor's mansion. Okay, so it's not all that grand right now, but just you wait. There's gonna be a mansion up here as soon as we get rid of some of this grass and actually terraform this a bit. It's gonna look great. It's gonna look great. Just trust me. Just trust me. Okay, just trust me on that. Why, hello, tiny citizen. Have you come to see the mayor? Hey, get out of there. Get. No. Get. Would you stop it? Go find your own bed. And while we're getting some wood for our new mansion here, we need to talk about priorities. So obviously we need to keep all these guys safe, or else that's it for the series. If the last villager in this particular village goes, then that's it. That's series over. So we got to keep them protected. Now, as we went over in the rules there, we can't exactly lock them all up in their houses or put them in, giant 1-by-1 trading cubicles for the rest of their lives like you would in a normal playthrough. This has to be organic, and it has to actually look and function like a real city. So how do you keep them safe? Well, even though we can't lock them into their houses or lock them into, trading stalls like you would for a villager trading hub or a villager breeder or iron farm, what we can do is we can still build walls around the town proper itself before we think about expanding. So priority number 1 is going to be getting our house built. Priority number 2 is going to be going on a fairly sizable mining expedition to get raw materials to build said wall. It doesn't have to be pretty right off the bat, but I do want it to look good when all's said and done. But right off the bat, though, probably a 2-high wall of cobblestone around the village with all the villagers safe inside is probably going to be our best bet. Three, two, one. Obviously, our next priority after that is going to be expansion. So we want to be able to expand the city out to about the size of that map that I showed you during the sort of rules introduction here for this particular series. Oh, we get a little horse. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. We have to get a saddle soon. Distracted. Sorry. Squirrel. So we're going to need to expand this out because, as I said, the goal is we want a city of 500 villagers. That is the win condition for this particular playthrough. Now, we're going to do all the other normal Minecrafty kind of stuff. We'll build farms, we'll put together contraptions, we'll go exploring in the Nether, we'll do all of the things that you would normally do in a typical Minecraft playthrough. But the focus is going to be on everything that we're doing is going to be geared towards expanding this so that pretty much almost everything you see here will be city when all is said and done. So, like that over there, that river, I'm really thinking what we'll have on the river is we'll have sort of maybe like a little port somewhere on the river where we'll build a boat. So it's going to be like shipping things back and forth between other villages, which I think would be cool. Kitty! White kitty! Ooh, neat. Is that a jelly? That's a jelly! Nice. We need some fish to tame cats, too. We definitely want to expand out to the edges of that map. So we want this to be a huge, sprawling metropolis by the time all is said and done. But we want to do it in a very, What are they doing over there? I don't even know. I don't even know. But we want to do it in a very kind of Minecraft villager-centric kind of way. So this isn't going to be like super modern constructions or anything like that. Think Art Deco, just post-industrial revolution 1920s, like roaring 20s style builds. Maybe a couple of like smaller skyscrapers, we'll put those in there as well, just because we can, just because that sounds cool. So we'll have a couple of maybe smaller skyscrapers, like something like the Empire State Building or the Woolworth Building or something like that, but nothing too futuristic. We're not going to have, the Burj Khalifa going up to sky height or anything like that. We're not going to have space age kind of looking buildings floating around. Yeah, none of that is going to be what you're going to see here. It's still going to look very much like a villager village, just maybe slightly updated, technologically superior somewhat. So that's what we're shooting for here. Is we want a city of 500 villagers, and we want it to look like a Minecraft village, just sort of scaled up and maybe a couple of technological steps ahead of where they are right now. This does totally make me wish for the 1.18 lighting mechanics, though, where mobs only spawn in absolute darkness, because getting things lit up, and especially in a village like this, is really difficult. It really is. Okay, let's go down here and see if we can deal with whatever we've got down our mine hole here. Don't love this. Let's go ahead and use up this stupid golden pickaxe that I found. And with the magic of editing, here we are. We actually have I would hesitate to say a completed build, but I feel better about it. So here is our mansion. Now, obviously, this is not completely done yet, so we still need to work on a few things here. But I'm liking the way that this looks. Notice the copper dome up top. It is a dome. You have to get up a little bit higher to be able to see what it is. Now, dome's not complete. We still need to put some staircases around, another block on the top, and 2 lightning rods. But I'm liking the way that it looks. I did sort of pull an audible on you, though, because we are running with cobblestone and mossy cobble on the sides there for our main floor. More to look like some more of these houses that are around here. I was going to go with oak for the pillars, like I had talked about, but it was just too oaky. So I went with the dark oak stripped, and I think that looks pretty good. And then birch stripped for the pergola. Yes, I have a pergola. And a little area in here where I'm going to put some glowberries and some other flowers, probably the two high flowers over there. I want to find some sunflowers too. But we'll make like a little pond area out here, I think, just to have that off to the sides. Just give it a little bit more interest and depth. And we will be working on detailing this, by the way, because I realize it's very flat right now, but it will be less flat after I am done with it. So we'll do like, windowsills and a couple other things here and there, maybe some buttons and trapdoors. We'll play around with that idea. And then I actually went with diorite, amazingly, because I needed some sort of light color at the top there, because we had a bunch of darks and then woods, and we've got andesite on the outside, polished andesite for the gutters, the runners on the outside there. I just needed a brighter color. So then if we go inside, we have I'm working on the interior. This, for instance, that's the refrigerator. I sort of have it hidden behind trapdoors and a door here. So that's the fridge. It's got some basic food in it, but nothing all that spectacular. Got a little bit of a storage system off to the side here, which we'll be labeling a little bit better. Something needs to go here. I'm not sure what yet. We have our kitchen area, which I was really happy with this. These glowberries, by the way, are great light sources. I mean, they're really cool looking, especially if you do them in like, lantern style like this, but they put out a lot of light. So I'm very happy with the way that turned out. Just those little lights there and the lights above the door. And then if we go upstairs, it's still kind of Spartan up here, unfortunately. I got my enchanting setup that I've got started. We'll finish that off in a bit here. And little armor stands, we'll put armor on later when we get more armor. It's just very kind of a Spartan interior, and then just sort of a little bedroom over here with this. This I learned from Chosen Architect. This is a really cool little bed design, I think. I really enjoy this bed design personally. And then more glowberry lanterns in here. There's our map. So I'm pretty happy with the interior. I understand it's a very Akoto interior. It's very utilitarian and Spartan. We've got our mini super smelter over here. It's very utilitarian and Spartan, and I'm working on trying to get interior design down further, because I can make interesting interiors, but it doesn't feel very homey. Let me put it that way. So I'm working on just trying to make that sort of God, I'm looking in the window. Working on making that one of my priorities, is learning how to decorate interiors so that they're more realistic, I guess. They feel more like a home rather than just a place that you put all your stuff, which is kind of where this is right now, because we got all our storage over here on the wall for now. But I mean, as far as the starter base goes, I think this is pretty cool. We got to finish the dome up there. Birch floor, because I love birch floor. I think actually birch floor looks really, really good. And then I went with, the spruce ceiling up here, since we have the deep slate tiles, which are also another great flooring, I think. The deep slate tiles work for flooring and for ceilings. I think they work very well for both. So yeah, we got the deep slate ceiling here, which is the tile floor upstairs. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this has turned out. And then as far as our other starter stuff goes, we've got some of our starter farms in the back. So we got a small sugarcane farm. I'm working on breeding up some cows. We've got sweet berries, which honestly now I'm just using for bone meal in my little bone meal farm that I've got here. This is something I mentioned in the hardcore series. This is usually the first semi-automated farm that I build in every world, because it's just stupid simple. It's literally 2 hoppers, 2 barrels, and a composter. And then, you can dress it up however you want. But with all the leftover seeds and stuff that you're getting from your farm over here, with your sweet berries that early on you're using as a food source, but then not, you can always just dump those in there to create more bone meal. So you have basically a passive bone meal farm that you can use if you don't have a skeleton spawner. And then, of course, we've got our kelp farm over here. Once again, these are all very temporary farms. And then I'm attempting to grow sweet berries over here. I just need bone meal for it. But it's a good thing that I need all this bone meal. I mean, that's not a good thing that I need the bone meal, because the only source of bone meal I have right now is this, and that's just dumping in sweet berries and seeds for the most part, which aren't the greatest source of bone meal. But I have a solution to that particular problem. And that solution is this. While I was digging out my mine over here, I was just doing some mining to get some resources and a few diamonds and things like that, I found a skeleton spawner, which is awesome. And it's like literally, so there's the beginning of the mine down there where you see the torches on the left-hand side. So I mined down here at about, 40 blocks, and here we go. Skeleton spawner was right there. So if you were wondering where I got all that mossy cobblestone from, it wasn't from the villager houses. Don't worry, they still have houses. It was all from in here. So I just mined out all the mossy cobblestone and used that for my house build. Now, even more interesting than that is right over here, I believe. Now, over here, if you notice, this is a cave spider spawner. So this opens up a very interesting possibility for us. Let's make sure this is all lit up just so that nothing will spawn down here. So we have the cave spider spawner here with the skeleton spawner here. So if we stand, let's see how far away we have to stand here. Is that lit up? I think that's lit up. If not, let's do that. I always get paranoid with these, especially with spider spawners. So if we stand about here, are both are active. So I think you have to be within 12 blocks of a spawner for it to be active. So we're what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. So what we could do is we could actually maybe right about in this area, we could actually build a double spawner. So we could build a skeleton and spider spawner grinder. So we basically would have double the XP, and we'd have both a string farm and a bone meal farm, effectively. So we would have both. And I know cave spawners are typically really hard to deal with. Cave spider spawners are. They're very hard to deal with. They're very hard to get right. But I've got a couple of ideas for that, because I've actually built cave spider spawners before. And they've been with varying degrees of success, I guess. I mean, some of them have been fine. Some of them have been kind of, trash. But, I mean, I've seen enough of them, and I've built a few of them so that I think I can go ahead and build one that would be fairly easy to manage, and then it's just a matter of transporting spiders around using water streams and things like that. But the easiest way to do cave spider spawners is usually just to build a room around it, have them spawn, drop through water, off the edge into basically like a pit, and then have water push them over to a side where you've got like a series of slabs, so there's only a half block gap, and then you put something in front of it so you can stand basically right about here. If the spiders were, let's say the spiders came through and there's a slab there, you basically would stand here and then just swing your sword. You'd be able to take out the spiders. They would not poison you, which would be good. And then at the same time, we could maybe build something. So it would have to be, over there. We could build something that would take the skeletons, transport them out on a water, in like a water elevator to go up about, 12 blocks that way, drop them, have them do some damage, and then you could basically turn around. You could swipe at the spiders, you could turn around and swipe at the skeletons, turn around and swipe at the spiders, on and on and on. So you double your XP gain, and you have a string farm, and you have a skeleton grinder too. So I think we're going to do that. I've just got to figure out exactly how to do that in here, and then how we're going to get to it and everything like that. So, and we've got to sort of clear out this area and light it up, because I haven't quite gotten the entire... Haven't quite gotten the entire thing cleared out yet. No. Bad skeleton. Oh, hey. Bow. Nice. I needed one of those. Ooh. Well, isn't this interesting? I don't think I've ever seen a mine shaft down at bedrock before. That's very interesting. I mean, it's not huge, because it doesn't. This only piece of it only goes back over here. But I don't think I've ever seen a mine shaft go this deep. Interesting. Well, let's grab these rails and maybe grab this redstone, and then we'll get out of here and go back up topside. Oh, well, hello there. I'm really glad I came over here. And as you can see, it's meeting time for the day, so we need to do a really quick census for the end of the episode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 villagers, all of whom are employed, including this librarian that we employed and a few other guys. So we've got toolsmith, weaponsmith. They're trying to breed. They're not going to be successful because there's not enough beds. But we have 11 villagers right now, which is fabulous, because I think when we got here we only had 6. So they've bred up 5 villagers since we've been here. And of course the village idiot. Wasn't there another village idiot? I thought there were 2. Maybe the other one went away. Who knows? No, I didn't kill him. I did not kill the village idiot. Much as I might have been tempted. But no, it was not me. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. So we have 11. Right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, actually. Ooh. Hey, we got 12. So 12 villagers. That's fantastic news. So we are, one... Math. We're 1... Not 10th. We're not 1/20th. We're... Math. 2.4%. There we go. Oh my goodness. That took way too long for me to get to that number. We are 2.4% of the way to basically winning the series and winning our urban renewal here. Let's go to sleep, and then we'll run outside and say goodbye to everybody. And that's going to do it for episode 1 of Urban Renewal. I hope you've enjoyed this new series, and I hope you enjoy this concept. I thought it was a really fun idea, just simply because I've never done anything quite like this before. I've never actually built a city with these kind of restrictions. Usually if I have a city of villagers built, they're all trapped in 1x1 boxes for the rest of their life, and part of a trading hub, and then some of their friends are... hi, did you want to be in the video? Were you hearing me talking about what we're doing with the villagers? He's like, say what? Yes? Unbelievable. Just got photobombed in my own video. But I've never actually done anything with villagers quite like this, because usually it's trading hubs, breeding setups, iron farms. I've never actually done it to where you basically are trying to build an entire city in sort of villager style updated. So I'm looking forward to this. I hope you're looking forward to this too. Please, by all means, feel free to click like and subscribe on your way out the door. If you don't feel like it, don't worry about it. I do this for fun. I do this for enjoyment. So no pressure. No pressure as far as... I can see this being a recurring theme throughout the series. No pressure as far as that goes. Just, if you enjoy it, just enjoy it and have a good time. But whatever you do, make sure you go out tonight, play some games, have some fun. I'll see you all again in the next episode. Have a good night, everybody.